Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Wish Infinite. In this video, we are going to talk about casting in Java. So in Java, casting is the process of converting a variable from one type to another. So for an example, we are converting an integer into double. So that is one type of casting, and vice versa is also possible, that we are converting a double into integer. And there are two main types of casting. One is implicit casting, which is also called as widening casting, and the second type is explicit casting, which is also called narrowing casting. So let's first see what is implicit casting. So here, this implicit casting is automatically performed by Java compiler. It converts a small data type into larger data type, which means converting an integer into double. So integer is a smaller data type which takes 4 bytes, and double is the larger data type which takes 8 bytes. So we are converting an integer which is a smaller data type into double data type which is larger. So here no data loss will occur. Why? Because we are going to put a value from the small box into a larger box. So there is no chance of data loss, right? The whole value will get shifted to the larger box from the smaller box. Let's see how this casting can be performed. Let me open IntelliJ, and here I have created one Java file with the name casting inside this src folder, and inside this file there is one class with the same name casting which has been created, and inside this class I have created one main method, and inside the main method we would be writing our code. So now let's understand this implicit casting with the help of very basic and simple example. So let's say we are having one integer where 1 is the variable name equals to its value, which is any integer we can take. I'm taking 132. Now I will save this integer value inside one variable which is of type double. So double var 2 equals to var 1. So we are assigning value of this var 1, which is of type integer, which is smaller data type, to this var 2, which is of type double, which is larger data type. So here we are not performing any operation or any casting, right? We are just assigning this integer value to the variable which is of type double. Now let me print this value. So I will print this var 2. And now let's execute the script. Right click, run, and see this value got printed, which is 132, but it is appearing as 132.0 because we have converted integer into double, which is smaller data type, into larger data type. So integer would be 132, but it got converted into double. So that's why this decimal value is appearing here. Now let's see one more example for this implicit casting. So let me create one integer with the name principal amount equals to, and let's take principal amount as 2500. Now let me create one more variable which is of type double, and let's give the variable name as interest equals to, and let's take this value as 25.34. This is the interest amount. Let's say some percentage interest we are getting onto this principal amount. And now I want to add these two values. So principal amount, which is of type integer, plus interest amount, which is of type double. Now I will save this total value inside one double, which is larger data type than this integer. So we are adding one double with integer and saving it inside the double. So double, and let's give the variable name as total equals to. So what we are doing, we are adding one integer with the double, and then we are just saving it inside one double. Here we are not providing anything to do the casting, but this casting would be happening automatically. So here we would be able to see addition of these two numbers, but with the decimal values, because we are shifting these double and integers total into already a bigger container which is double only. So our decimal values will not get lost. And now let me print this total value. So as out and then total. Let's execute the script and see the total of these two numbers is appearing, but our data is not lost. It has taken this decimal values also. So that's what is the implicit casting, where it is getting automatically performed by the Java compiler, and the smaller data type is getting converted into larger data type without any data loss. Here the condition would be that the data is of same type, which means that these are all numbers, right? It can be byte, short, integer, long, float, double, all are of type number, right? Now let's see what is explicit casting. We can also call it as narrowing casting. So this must be done explicitly by programmer. In this casting, it converts a larger data type into smaller data type, and it might result in data loss or precision issue. Let's see how we can perform explicit casting. Previously, we converted a smaller data type into larger data type. Now we would be doing the reverse. We would be converting a larger data type into smaller data type. Let's use this integer and double only. And let's first look at the simple example. Let me add one comment here. So putting 2 forward slashes and implicit casting. This double forward slash is used for putting the comment. Again, forward slash and explicit casting is the comment which I will give. And now let me create one variable which is of type double. Let's give the variable name as var3 equals to, and here let's save some double value. So 54.6782, and this is double value. Now what I want to do, I want to convert this double data type's value into integer. So let me do the same. Integer var4 is the variable name equals to, and then what I will do, I will try to convert this var3 which is of type double to integer. So here I am assigning this value of this var3 which is 54.6782 into var4 which is of type integer. And here if you will observe, we are getting one error which is showing that required type is integer, which we can assign to this var4. But previously into this example, we were not getting any error when we were converting an integer into double. Why? Because this was the smaller data type and we were trying to convert it into the larger data type. So at that time there was no issue. But now we are getting error because we are trying to convert a larger data type into smaller one. So here we are trying to put a bigger box inside the smaller box, and that would not be possible, right? So that's why we are getting this error. But here we can perform explicit casting, where we can tell Java that is okay, you convert this larger data type into smaller data type. And for that, what we can do, so to perform the explicit casting, before this value which is var3, we would be giving these circular braces, and then here we would be mentioning that we want to convert this double into integer. So here we need to provide the data type in which we want to convert this var3. And now see, the error is gone. Now let me print this value. So var4 I am printing, which is of type integer. And now let's see what is the value which we are getting. So let's run the script and see, at the end we are getting 54 only. And why 54? Because we converted this larger data type into smaller data type. So here integer will not be able to save the decimal values, right? So after the dot, it is not able to save this value and our data loss happened, right? We didn't get this decimal values here, only 54 we have got. So that's what is the explicit casting. It must be done explicitly by programmer. So here we provided this data type that we want to convert this double into integer, and then after this explicit casting, we assigned that value inside this variable of type integer. So we converted a larger data type into smaller data type, and as a result, data loss happened. Here we have written this might result in data loss, because if the value is 54.00, so in this case also it will print 54 only, but here there is no data loss, right? We are getting the same 54 value. So that's why the statement is written like this only, might result in data loss or precision issue. Let me roll it back to this number for your further reference. Now let's see the second example of this explicit casting. For that, I will again take this example, which is the addition of the principal amount and the interest amount. So I have copied the same code here, let me change the variable name to principal amount to interest to total 2, and here we would be printing total 2. Here also change it to principal amount 2 plus interest 2. But previously we were saving the value inside the variable which was of type double. But now we will save this addition of principal amount 2 and interest amount 2 inside the integer. And for that I have put this int total 2 equals to principal amount 2, which is 2500, plus interest 2, which is 25.34. And now we are getting the error because this time casting is not happening automatically because we are converting a larger data type into a smaller one. If you will mouse over, you would be able to see required type for this total 2 is integer, but we are providing double, so that's why this error is appearing. And now if we explicitly want to convert a larger data type into smaller one, so for that we will do casting onto this double number. And how we can do that? So we can provide these round braces, and here we can mention int that we want to convert this interest 2 of type double to the integer explicitly. And now we are printing this total 2. Let's execute the script. But now what will happen? Our data loss will happen. Previously, for this implicit conversion or implicit casting, we were getting whole data 2525.34. But this time, as we have done the explicit casting to convert the larger number into the smaller one, or the larger data type into smaller data type, we got only 2525 and we lost this 0.34. And here, rather than converting this interest to, we can convert this whole addition. Let me show that to you just for your reference purpose. So here int total 2 equals to principal amount 2 plus interest 2. Here we are getting error. Let me put a round braces around it just to show it as the one value. So we are going to get addition of these two numbers. And now explicitly I will do the casting. So for that again I will provide round braces, and here I will mention that I want to convert addition of these two numbers to the integer. See, again the error is gone. Right, both the way you can use. And now let me again execute the script and I will get the same number 2525. So that's what is the explicit casting is. And here the same topic can be the interview question, where it can be asked that what is implicit casting and explicit casting. So you can mention all these points which are written here. And that's it for this particular video. Let me give you the quick recap. So here we saw that casting is the process of converting a variable from one type to another. There can be two types of casting. One is the implicit and second one is the explicit. And this implicit casting is directly performed by the Java compiler itself. But to perform the explicit casting, we will have to provide these round braces, and then between them we will have to provide the data type to which we want to convert. And that's it from my end. You can click onto this first card to go to the next video. You can click onto the second card to access the whole Java tutorials playlist, and stay tuned for my upcoming videos. If you have any comments, questions or doubts, you can let me know into the comment section below. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much. Have a great day.